Authenticity. Are you authentic or are you caught up in unauthenticity with artificial intelligence? Are we living in a world that tells us that not only everybody could be successful, but we don't really have to do anything to get that success? Oh, I'm sorry, we have to do something, we have to pay for it. We have to pay our way. Welcome, everyone. As you can see, I'm alone today. I am Teresa Palmer, and I have been guest hosting this platform for about a year, the Own It platform on Mindful Mondays. And today, I'm going to talk briefly, probably 10, 15 minutes, about authenticity and what it means. Are we losing our authenticity? I think we are, and that's what I'd like to talk about. I am a holistic cardiology nurse practitioner, and I like to say I'm the nurse who reconnects individuals to their heart because your heart is where your individuality, your authenticity lies. And I'll explain that in a moment. I'm also author of the book, Heal Your Heart from Within. And I thank you for joining me today. Whether you're listening live or whether you're going to catch the replay, I'd like to give you some food for thought. Let me get my glasses on here. Okay, authenticity. What does it mean to be authentic? It means to be real. Well, what does it mean to be real? It really means to be yourself. When you're authentic, you're being yourself. You're being who you were created to be. And oftentimes, we're told that that's not enough. We're told that we need to do this, we need to do that, we need to be this, we need to be that. And I think a lot of times we have looked at things, especially when you look at things like celebrities, people in the public eye, they really seem to have it all. And we want to be like them. But do we really want to be like them? Because they really don't have it all. If you were to really know them and know their personal lives, you would see that having that success, being in the public eye, isn't everything. And a lot of times they're not being authentic. They can't really be authentic, especially if they're acting, because acting is playing a role, and playing a role is being somebody else. That's why they call it acting. So, how do we maintain authenticity in a world that's often telling us that we don't have to be authentic, that all we have to do is pay our way and we could get success? I know a lot of people look at that and they say, well, it's great that everybody has a chance to be successful. Yes, it is, but you still have to do the hard work. It's not enough to have, whether it be awards, books, best selling, anything. It's a matter of did you do the work? And a lot of times we get taken advantage of, I want to say, because out there, a lot of people, a lot of scammers know that we're looking for authenticity, that we want to be successful. So what they'll do is they'll offer us stuff. I don't know about you, but I get offers every day to be on magazine covers, uh, to do everything, best-selling books, everything. Well, it comes with a price tag. And if you're willing to pay that price tag, well, then you get that fleeting moment of success. That's not for me. And unless I authentically earn something, I don't want to be bothered with it because there's a huge difference between having a marketing campaign that gives you an Amazon bestseller, an international bestseller for 5 or 10 minutes, or maybe an hour if you're lucky, or being an author who's really done the work, whose sales continue to grow. People continue to read that book. Excuse me, people continue to read that book. They enjoy that book. They're getting a message, and that message is helping them. And that's a different best-selling author. That's a different international best-selling author. There's other examples. I'm not saying any of these things are wrong. I'm just saying we get caught up in it. That sometimes, in order to be successful, we have to lose our authenticity. And for me, that just doesn't work. It doesn't work at all because authenticity is your most important asset that you have. And authenticity starts in your heart. That's where who you are, who you were created to be is. And if you connect to your heart, then you could realize that a lot of the fluff, a lot of the pop and circumstance out there, a lot of the accolades aren't really what they're meant to be. They're just really meant to feed our ego. And our ego is not who our authentic self is. So I know right now probably some of you are a little angry. Doesn't everybody want to be successful? Shouldn't everybody have the chance? Yes, they should if they put the hard work into it, if they do the work. And that's a different type of success than just simply paying your way to be successful. And then you add AI to that. You could have the body you want, you could have the face you want. How many times have you seen a video on Facebook, on Instagram, on anything where you say to yourself, is that really so and so? Is it really? Well, no, it really isn't so and so. It's an AI, an automatically generated picture of that person. And you could change it any way you want. You could lose 20 pounds, you could gain 10 pounds, you could be blonde, you could be a redhead, you could be getting out of a Lamborghini or Mercedes Benz, or you could be flying on Air Force One. These are the images that get created. And then when other people look at those images, they say, I want what she or he has. When really what she or he has really isn't authentic. So what we're doing is we're really just creating this envy. We're creating anger. And that doesn't do us any good because then we constantly compare ourselves to other people, and we shouldn't. Being authentic means that what you see is what you get. And I'm not talking about being rude. I'm not talking about just saying anything that comes to your mind, regardless of how it sounds or if you hurt someone. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that who you are comes through. And I think that's important now because number one, the world is chaotic. And I think a lot of people are looking for someone, something, maybe an organization, maybe a group that they could trust. And the other thing is our thirst for success. That with so many tools out there right now, where you could have your own radio show, your own TV show, could write and publish your own books, everything is at our disposal. And I think what that creates is that we want it all, and it dilutes a lot of before what used to be considered, I don't want to say sacred, but it was cherished. It was really an honor to have something like that, to be invited to be a guest on a radio show, to be on a TV show was really an honor. Nowadays, if you pay for it, you could have your own TV channel. The problem with that is anybody watching you? Do they really know that you're on there? Is it success or is it just your ego telling you that it's success? Things come so easily to us now that I think we really need to discern. And I think it also opens the door for scammers. It opens the door for people who really aren't who they say they are to take advantage of other people. And I'm sure that we've all, at some point, been in that position. I know I have, where I've received a call or gotten an email from somebody telling me they're interested. I did write a book. It's called Heal Your Heart from Within. I used it in my cardiology practice, so I never marketed the book. So it's sitting out there on Amazon. It's certainly not a bestseller, although I am an Amazon best-selling author because I had my 5 minutes of fame. I don't even talk about that, but the book is out there if anybody wants it. But I get these emails and I get these calls, and it's people pretending or leading me to believe that they are book agents, literary agents, and they want to represent you. They're not. What they're trying to do is it's a marketing ploy. And if you get to the end of the conversation, you find out that what that person has to offer you is for a price of several $1,000s. They will help you market your book, which is different than having a literary agent who's working on your behalf and only gets paid some of the royalties when your book sells. So that's another example of, how do we want to get caught up in things? How do we want to avoid scammers? And I think the way to do it is really to be authentic, to know who you are. What you see is what you get. And you leave no room then to have somebody scam you because your ego isn't looking for that success. You're not really tempted with, oh, I could make you a best-selling author. I could do this for you. I could do that for you. Because nothing happens overnight and it takes hard work. And I think we really need to sit back and look at ourselves in this day and age where everything and anything is possible. Is it really? A lot of it is really just kind of made up. It's feeding our ego. It's making us believe, or we're believing, that we're something that we really aren't. And that's not really helping us out in the long run. What helps us out in the long run is to really know who we are, what we want, what our purpose is, and know that it takes a lot of hard work to get there. Somebody who's written 6 books and they're all bestsellers has done a hard work. And it's not just being a bestseller because some marketing person gave them that 5 minutes, that fleeting fame. It's that hard work that went into it. It's the same thing with everything. It's the same thing whether it be our education, our career, climbing the ladder. All that takes hard work, and it's up to us to discern if we wanna get there or not, or if we want something different. So I know I've talked about a lot of things, gone off track a little bit, but none of this is scripted. So really come on and decide to say what I would like to say at the time. I appreciate you listening to me today, and I'd like to leave you with, are you being authentic? Are you connected to your heart? Are you who you say you are? And do you deliver what you say you can deliver? Or do you kind of puff it up? Do you kind of try to make yourself maybe something a little bit different than you are because you either want that success or you want people to like you? And in the end, everything comes out. So I will close with a connection to your heart. Very simple. Place your hand over your heart. Feel your heart beating and know that that heart is who you are authentically. And when you could connect and keep connected to your heart, you are connected to your authenticity. You're connected to being that person that you were created to be. And that person you were created to be doesn't need to be envious. of success, of anybody else's success, or wanting something different or trying to be something different than who you are. I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you for joining me today. And as always, own it. Family appreciates your subscribers. Our appreciates our subscribers. We appreciate each and every one of you. So until next week, well, next week I hope to have the panel with me. I hope that the internet, the computer problems, I hope they're done with. I think it's Mercury's in retrograde, and Mercury has a lot to do with technical things and astrology. It can cause havoc with computers, the internet. So I'm hoping by next week that is over and that I have my panel back with me. Thank you for listening to me today.
I have